Cardiovascular Institute of the South is celebrating 40 years of delivering healthcare to our patients and communities. Founded by Dr. Craig Walker in 1983 and guided by a mission to provide the highest quality cardiovascular care available, CIS has pioneered hundreds of firsts to improve outcomes for cardiovascular diseases. Through new technology, virtual care, outpatient procedures, and national growth, CIS is improving lives and leading the way for advanced care and innovation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here, checking in with Assumption Parish. And a couple of cases and an accommodation that's happened for Assumption Parish. The Sheriff's Department, here to talk more about it, is Commander Lonnie Cavalier. But we start with something that kind of went across the country, and you guys reacted real well. It was kind of threats on email to schools. It happened in a lot of places, Terrebonne High for once. But you guys, I like the way y'all responded, and I guess, if anything, a good drill to get practice on these things, right?
Well, we take them very seriously because obviously it's very concerning to the parents as well as the students. We received a text on Thursday evening about 7 o'clock, and it was a picture of a threatening message. Although it didn't threaten any school directly, we took it very seriously at the time, not knowing exactly what was going on. However, over the previous 2 days, there had been a number of these throughout Louisiana, and that particular one was traced back to Southern California. We were able to get into our schools early Friday morning, and we swept the schools. A security detail swept the schools. We added security for Friday during school. And then obviously we had the Assumption Thibodeau High School football game Friday night. And there were some overtones there that they may have some issues. So we just added a lot of security, and LaFouche added some to their detail as well. And everything worked out fine for us.
Yeah, that's great. It's a sign of the time. I guess it's unfortunate we had to deal with these things, but great that you guys were ready and had your operations in place to be able to react that quick from something just the night before. So let's go to our first disturbance. Was you had a couple of cases you wanted to tell us about. I guess the first was Andre Renee Davis.
Yeah, so on Thursday evening, deputies were dispatched to the 2600 block of Highway 1 in Labradorville in reference to a disturbance. Upon arrival, deputies interviewed the complainant, and it was a landlord-tenant dispute. And Mr. Andre Renee Davis was not actually part of that lease or negotiation over there. And he engaged the landlord. And at some point in time struck him with a closed fist in the face, causing him some very serious injuries, which required him to be transported to a hospital. Andre Renee Davis was arrested and booked on charges of second-degree battery, and he posted a commercial bond of $25,000.
Okay, case number two would be a Chase Taylor, 17-year-old.
Chase Caden Taylor, 17, of Labradorville, was arrested on Sunday morning. We received a call from a resident on Dove Street in Labradorville of a young individual on a bicycle looking into vehicles. This was the second such complaint on Sunday. So when deputies responded to the second one, they went back and to the area of the first one and were able to locate Jace Taylor on Gum Street, and eventually took him into custody on charges of criminal trespass. He was jailed, and the point of arrest, it became very hostile, violent. He was offloaded over at the detention facility, and he was charged while changing over. Rather, he engaged some of the employees in a physical altercation, and he was charged with public intimidation, 2 counts of criminal mischief, 3 counts of criminal trespassing and resisting an officer. He was booked into the parish detention center, and he is being held on a $60,000 bond.
Wow. 17-year-old. What? Let's finish with some good news and an accommodation for help for Assumption Parish deputies that helped out with a high-profile murder case that happened in Lafourche Parish.
Yes, on Saturday evening, Lafourche Parish it gave and provided an award to our detective bureau, composed of Javon Yarbrough, Eric Taylor, Brandon Gosser, and Thorne Brown. These 4 individuals were instrumental in solving a case of homicide that occurred in Lafourche Parish in September of 2023. The individual who was deceased in that case his body was recovered in Bayou, Lafourche the following day, and as a result, 2 people were charged with the homicide. And this case was worked between Assumption, Lafourche, East Baton Rouge, Jefferson Parish, and Terrebonne Parish. And the suspects in this case are presently awaiting trial. Our group did a lot of work along with the other agencies involved. And this was a brutal homicide, worst of the worst. And we were very fortunate within a few days to have this thing resolved.
Yeah, so congratulations to Yarborough and Taylor and Gulser and Brown, who, also you throw in a hurricane in the middle of all of that. And, these guys have had their hands full.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but we're above water. We're doing well.
Yeah, and power's back on for most of the community there?
Power's back on. Just right now we're starting to clean up tomorrow. The debris trucks are going to be rolling tomorrow to pick up the cut trees and whatever other material storm related there is. But we are well.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Commander Lonnie Cavalier with the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Department. Thanks so much for joining us, Lonnie.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.